Welcome to KIllco Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian, and here we are for another Sample Sunday. The beginning of a new week, the beginning of something new. Also a holiday. You know, most of you should know that. If you celebrate that, some people don't. I technically don't, but my parents do. And my brother and I go and have dinner with family, which we did earlier today. So I don't know if anyone else is going to show up, but got to keep some regularity. Got to have this streaming thing going. I know even it's bourbon night. We'll be streaming in 2 hours. So, but I am trying to do something else I should have done before I started. Should have done two things. I totally forgot. So I'm doing that now. Please hold. No. So I have to look at the stream, start the stream, do the stream. We are having bourbons tonight. At least I think one of them bourbon. One of them is probably very expensive. I have no idea. I'm not certain. But I've been putting off drinking it just because I know I got it from a place where they have numerous kind of expensive things. And it was lovely. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. It was lovely. The pecan pie was especially good. I like that. It was a delicious thing to have. I will have it again at some other holiday. Here we go. Put that there. Do that. Do this. Pin message. Ben, welcome. Yes. As I always say, I hope to get this really fancified one of these days, but no one can see it. So I can't bother. Plus, I'd have to go to like a gentleman's salon, barber shop, whatever you want to call it. Marshall, hello, welcome. We're having whiskey. That is what is up. We are having so many whiskeys. I'm having 2 whiskeys. I have a number of them. I've been getting a slew of samples recently. Some of them look kind of, let's just say they're unique. I'm so used to getting stuff like this that when I get something like this, it's like, well, yeah. I'm taking it. I don't care. And I'll believe what it says is on there, even if it isn't an old nip bottle. It's fine by me. Again, I appreciate people sending me stuff at all. And I still have a lot of Chattanooga to go through, so I don't want to do Chattanooga all the time. So I'm switching it up. And I think I had Chattanooga on Friday. I know I did Friday. So today we have something called Old Carter. This is what's throwing me off. American whiskey, batch 1. Old Carter American whiskey. That's what's throwing me off. It says American whiskey, not bourbon. And batch 1, so I imagine it's kind of rare from a while ago. I couldn't really find anything about it easily. That's what really bothered me. I couldn't find anything just out there on like the app I use or even on Google. It was just bringing up random stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just roll with it. I guess I'll just drink it. Also, I have to say the thing. YouTube overlords demand your thumbs. And subscribe if you haven't already. I assume most of you have, because if you're here this early, you know, we're closing in on 350. Give me an excuse to do another stream for 350. And then the 400, 450, 500, 550, 600. I got a lot of views recently. It kind of weirded me out. Every now and then there's like a, you don't know unless you do the YouTube stuff, but there's this chart that the YouTube overlords show you where it's, you know, viewers stuff going up and down. And sometimes it just goes really high for no apparent reason. It's a bit weird. I'm fine with it, though. Popping out the chat, because, again, the chat that I'm looking at here is not always up to speed. John T. Chills. Chills to you and yours. I hope all of you who did celebrate the holiday today had a lovely time. I have some candies here, I will admit, that my mother gave me probably weeks ago. But I apologize for this loud noise. Oops. Sky is the limit indeed, Mother. But some of you may know what those are. An entire bag. So I may have a few of those later because I also have pretzels. I don't know if you know this, but chocolate and pretzels go pretty good together. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. John McKellen, hello. Welcome. And I'm going to do one more search for this stuff because I always feel inadequate with my own tasting notes or whatever you want to call it. First impressions, we'll say. So I'm going to try and give this one more shot, trying to find something as specific as Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 1. I don't know. Let's try this. Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 1. I don't even have to look. I'm using keyboards for far too long. It shows some releases. And then it's mostly just places you can buy it, maybe. And it often says Kentucky Straight Whiskey. Now, this is high proof. I didn't mention that. But we're talking 134.9. And that's what we're starting with. So, I hope you're ready. Well, lots of people just shut up. What the hell? Carl Whiskey, hello. Zoop, hello. Yes, the rabbit day. The day of the rabbit. The spring day. The spring bunny rabbit day. With eggs and stuff. Enjoy. Ben, welcome. Yeah, Ben, I've heard Old Carter is expensive. I've never had a bottle, but I think I've had a sample of it once or twice. Yeah, the one problem with doing streams that are sample Sunday is I forget what the heck they are. I actually still have to go back to... This is the thing. I have so many streams that I've done. I've realized, 2 streams a week for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, 6 months, half a year maybe? I have no idea. So that'll be quite a few streams I have to go back on and be like, well, what did I have? Put it in the brackets like I did with this one. So a distillery suggestion. It's by Head Off Chocolate Rabbit. Fill with spirits. Hey! I mean, in my mind, the rabbit chocolate is always kind of not the best. It's like waxy is the memory that comes to mind. It's not great. There's always this weird kind of thing about it, which I never liked. But with Cadbury mini eggs, if you have a rabbit made out of Cadbury chocolate, sure, I will bite the head off that thing and fill it full of whiskey right away. Probably not a good idea. I don't know what that would do to the chocolate. I've had whiskey-filled chocolates last December, and those were absolutely amazing. Those are from Texas. Happened to everyone in chat last night. I showed up, and it was Travis sleeping. Are we talking about the mash bill stream? I have no idea. I was on that stream briefly. I will pretend I'm going to point it up there, and then I'll take note of the time. And that was yesterday. That was a donation stream for mental health awareness, I will say, because I forgot exactly what it was. I can look it up. That was fun. I was glad to talk about my own problems, as I often do with this channel. I'm very open about my mental health stuff. And again, as I said, probably last Friday, there's one medication I've stopped taking because it's not working for me. It's supposed to reduce my anxiety. All it does is basically knock me out and messes with my system in ways I don't appreciate. I do not like. Look at the details, just not pleasant. Livewire Whiskey, welcome. Oh, I got to do this. Voice chat on Discord? I don't know. I wasn't on Discord much last night. And even then, I don't actually get on voice ever. I think I get on voice chat on my own Discord server, and that's just because me and my friend are playing games. We gotta communicate in that way. Let me do the thing. I gotta go back. Epic mustache detected. Yes. Marshall. John. Another John. Co-op. Happy Easter. See, I got StreamYard back. I didn't have it on Friday. That was an interesting experience. Ben. And I got hope for the day. That's right. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, yes. JJ, hello, welcome. Welcome. Yes, you're on the wrong account. You look like you're going to take over the world. Bourbon. Now we know your real name is Ben. Which, welcome. Yeah, oh, God, I hope I remember to put that thing up there. I might forget. I might. And there's Mama KIllco. She helps with it. Well, she made pretty much dinner stuff, lunch stuff today. It was lovely, like snap peas and potato stuff. Granted, we did get it from a restaurant, but still, it's glorious. And ham, of course. Ham was good. There we go. This is the Old Carter American whiskey gotten from the likes. I was gonna have a specific sample today. I have two that were donated. Donated? No, it was because of the mash bill. I got these samples. He was being a lunatic, and that was during one of ADHD Whiskey's stream when he was visiting the likes in Florida, and he got me these samples. Nice handwriting. But there's another one, and I have to wait because this is Julie's choice. And I want to drink it when Julie is here, but that's pretty random. Sporadic, we'll say. And this is another Old Carter. This is barrel 99, 122.7 proof. Julie's choice. It says right there, Julie's choice. You'll see. I also have some amazing Scotch samples down there. And again, this isn't much. Actually, this is what, 1 ounce, 1.5. Look at that color. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh man, yeah. Please tell me what kind of food you had today, because that's really the fun part. Oh, I have as much candor as possible. I mean, the thing I found with mental illness is you have to spin it a certain way. You have to almost be like a comedian with it, because people, as soon as you say mental health and awareness, you're like, people just kind of go, I have to talk about how I'm feeling. Why? I don't want to. Whoa, everything jumped. Yes, Mom did heat up the food. Ribs. Wild turkey 101 barbecue sauce. What? Give it to me. No. And there, oh God, here's trouble. What are you doing? Shouldn't you and Mrs. Wrench be? I don't know what people do in relationships anymore. I'm sure you're doing something. Again, holiday day. Welcome, the Bourbon Wrench, Trev Wilson. Since you just got here, I will say again what we're drinking. We're drinking something called Old Carter American Whiskey. Again, that's what's really throwing me. American Whiskey. Batch 1. The first batch. Super rare. Mega super rare. Super mega rare. I have no idea how rare it is. And again, that is a hefty smell right there. That's rich. Smells like candy. Like the caramel candy stuff. And like brown sugar stuff. Now I'm hoping this is just a bourbon. Maybe a straight bourbon, because that's what came up a lot. Yeah, this is enticing, I'll just say. I'm fairly certain I like Old Carter, but again, I haven't had a bottle, so I really can't be certain. There you go. Easter eggs. I have my Easter eggs. I'll show it again. These are my kind of Easter eggs. They're amazing. I eat too many of them, and I don't have the dental insurance right now, so being very careful about that. I ate a little pack of them a little while ago. And also, I've been sent a lot of candy. If you didn't know, there's a trick. If you are shipping olive oil or beard oil to someone, just put in some candies or, what was one? Oh, it's over there. But, pennies in one of these things. Anything that makes that kind of noise. And then any kind of liquid noises are covered up for your olive oil or beard oil. Anyway, back to the whiskey. Let me know what you're drinking, if you're drinking anything. You could be drinking tea, like Mother probably is, or water, or ginger beer, or soda, or Jägermeister. Whatever you want. It's Sunday. Do what you want. You know what you're doing there, Trev. In my case, I just stand in the back and then walk away, and no one notices, thankfully. And then I usually find a cat or dog that enjoys my company and drink whiskey quietly while talking to the animal, usually, because it's the kind of conversation I like when I'm out in public places. But I haven't had to do that in quite a while. So, yeah. And again, it feels bad, man. Like, there are people I know when I go to the cafe and stuff. Like I used to talk with the people who work there and hang out at the cafe. Haven't done that in quite a while. That's not an option. And they haven't seen my face in over a year. So they have no idea that this is a thing now. They are completely clueless. Last time they saw me, I think I just hadn't shaved in a while. I had like a mess of a beard. That was it. Now it's become its own thing. It's starting to invade my brain. So yeah, this old card smells amazing. Oh my gosh. I want to try to talk about it, but I also just want to drink it. So there's that. It's very sweet. It's got the brown sugar stuff going for it. So again, I'm assuming it's bourbon. It does say American whiskey, which is the thing that throws me off because don't you just mean bourbon? So I'm walking down the hallway, I think. It's doing something to my nose. It might be the proof, but it doesn't smell like a high proof. It just smells delicious. Best I can put it. Oop. I don't know what happens there, but sometimes it's almost like I do this too long occasionally, and then I'm just not smelling anything like I used to. It's kind of like a, I don't know if it's dark chocolate or just chocolate in general. It's enticing. That's what I like about this. It says, drink me. Please just drink the bourbon or whiskey or whatever it is. So cheers to you and yours. Again, if you celebrate the holiday today, yay. I do in spirit, so to speak. But I haven't actually done anything like that in quite a while. It's another thing. To be clear, the American holiday system is really weird. I don't mind it. Again, I really like the freaking Easter egg stuff, the Cadbury one specifically. But man, if you get into the nitty gritty with just the amount of money that is made on junk, like the plastic Easter eggs, the candy, all this really stuff you don't need. It's just for this one day. The amount of food, the amount of money that's made by certain organizations, sometimes good. Like people get very charitable at this time of year. Speaking of, God, I just rolled myself into that, didn't I? Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. There we go. It's all fine now. Do I have Venmo on there? I do. All right. On to the sampling of the whiskey. God, it smells so good. I really wish I was better at this. Maybe it's molasses. That was a word we found out I liked, but I didn't know how to place it. And yeah, I would say molasses. I like that word. Is that what I'm smelling? But I'm not really sure. But again, my favorite part about all this is getting to drink the whiskey. Smelling it is nice. The drinking it part. Oh, glorious. Hot shot. Oh, that's hot. Oh, my tongue tingles. Wow. Whoa. Ow. So, I just realized I was doing that on purpose. So I just realized that was the first sip of whiskey I've had today. Even though I had lunch with folks, and I did pour whiskey. For anyone wondering what the selection was at the Easter gathering, it was Evan Williams Bottle and Bond White Label, the Sexton, because I really enjoyed that. My brother liked it too. He tried that finally. And what was the third one? High West Double Rye, which my dad did not like. And I don't know if my brother liked it much either, but at least I got to try it. Again, double rye is a thing. It's a bit extreme. So that was delicious, but it's also extremely overpowering. It has your typical bourbon notes, caramels, sweet. I didn't get much oak, but God, the amount of what do I put? Spiciness, I guess. I have a hard time describing the tongue tingles, and that might just be an alcohol thing for me. We're just kind of like I've been doing this funny thing lately So I use mouthwash, as many people do, at the end of the day. And you would think that I have no problem with it because I use the kind that has alcohol on it. But the thing it does to my tongue is nothing like what the whiskey does. Like the whiskey burns a little bit of spicy, tongue tingly, prickly feelings, but that stuff, it just burns. It's very uncomfortable. My mouth is minty clean afterwards, but good grief, my whole everything just unpleasant. The proof, James, is it is 134.9. So what the heck is that? Cut that in half in mathematics, and I don't have to because I have a calculator. Hold on. 1, 3. I'm just going to say 135 because that's easier to do this. Divided by 2 equals what? That doesn't seem right, but hey. All right, let me double check that because that feels ridiculous. I know that's probably what it is, and I just realized how high that is. Because, I drink 100 proof stuff all the time. No big deal. No big deal. But once you get into the 130s, you have to realize you're at 67%. That's pretty damn high. I don't know if I've had anything that high. I know I've had some 60%, like the It's Bourbonite bottle I have behind me over here is 60%, but that's only 7% higher. But good God, I did not realize what I was getting myself into. And I'm also realizing that the other one I have is probably pretty high up there. The second sample tonight is more of a, it's Sunday, it's a holiday, it's whatever. But it's the Elijah Craig C920. Many of you have heard of it. I got a sample of it. I'm just going to drink it because I'm pretty sure I've had it before. Yeah, that's just. And again, the first whiskey I had of the day being 67.5. It's a way to start the evening, to say the least. And again, the good thing is, and what kind of surprised me was the fact that everyone is streaming tonight, the usual. So we have me, then It's Bourbonite, then Destination Bourbon. I think. Pretty sure about that. So that's the big three. And I know It's Bourbonite only goes for an hour-ish. And then Destination Bourbon goes for usually an hour. Maybe a little more. Again, I give myself 2 hours because I'm so easily distracted, as you can tell. God, 67.5. I didn't do the math. I really didn't. I'm not good with math. So we're clear. I am going to enjoy this. Now I'm going to click on a few of these here because, again, the wording is what's messing me up. Batch 1 can tell. Well, I found something, and I'm not positive about this. To be clear, I found, I Googled, and we find something called Old Carter Batch 1 Kentucky Straight Whiskey. This doesn't say Kentucky Straight Whiskey. It just says American Whiskey. Okay, be clear. But this one that I found that says, Batch 1 Kentucky Straight Whiskey, which I don't know if this is, because it doesn't say that specifically. The price that is listed here is $500. So I certainly hope this is not that, because that would make me feel very different about what I'm drinking suddenly. This is all the expensive stuff. But I heard, like I said, and like some of you have said, Old Carter can be pretty pricey. And I even typed in the thing. I said American Whiskey, Batch 1. Let's look at their releases. Maybe that'll help. No, this doesn't help at all. Oh, the beast has returned. Yeah, little sips. I hope so. Like that first sip I took seemed like a little much. I did the sip and I'm like, whoop, that was more than I intended. And boy, did it feel that way. Oh, it's rich, caramelly, spicy. The mouthfeel, as they say. Oh, that's so good. It's almost chocolatey. And there it is. The tongue tingles. Just having, little prickles, little prickly sensation. Almost where do I put this so it makes sense? You ever have your foot go to sleep or your leg go to sleep? You have that little prickly sensation. Imagine that on your tongue. That's what I mean by that, sort of. Oh, that is good. I don't want to know how much that is. I hope it's not the price I just saw, because it's not worth that price, but it is damn good. It is tasty. I wish I had a bottle of it. But again, if it is anywhere near that price that I just saw listed, I don't want to know. I kind of want to know, but really I don't want to know. All right. I'm looking through their list here. They have rye whiskey. They have bourbon whiskey. Straight American whiskey. There we go. Old Carter. It says 12 year. They don't have That's the other problem. There's no numeral. It just says Old Carter American whiskey, batch 1. But the proof is what should help me, but sometimes it doesn't. This seems to. Old Carter 12 years, straight American whiskey, batch 1. 134.9 proof. Released December 2018. Kentucky only. Kentucky only? The hell? It says nothing else. And I'm on their website. I'm on the oldcarterwhiskey.com. And that's all it says. Old Carter. Straight American whiskey. This doesn't say straight on it either. But again, it was a sample that was given to me. And, they can leave stuff out. It's not exactly a giant label. So I have a feeling things were missed. Things were left out probably. But if this is an American whiskey, it certainly doesn't taste like it. It tastes like a bourbon. It tastes like a glorious, glorious bourbon. I want to drink it all. If I drink it too fast, I may be regretting it. But I will not regret it. I will enjoy this muchly. I hope you will join me. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I like this smell. It's good, yeah? Where am I? What's going on? Maybe. He's here. Or he was. Unless he got abducted by the children and the Easter Bunny and all that. Really? I mean, like it says on their site, it said Kentucky only. Is that true? I don't know. Is this even the right one? I don't know. Because I know the people who got it are in Florida. But I also know they are able to get things if they want them, probably. That's an idea. Hey, Franchi, welcome. As I said that earlier, which I don't remember. 130s, American whiskey. Batch 5 is coming out the next couple weeks. Yeah, expect to be 130 to 230 a bottle MSRP. Huh. Thank you, Gary, for informing me of that. I will never have one of these bottles. And suddenly, this is a very unique and expensive whiskey that I'm drinking. I like blind pours, I certainly do like pouring a whiskey sample, especially, and just being like, oh, this is good. Rather than being like, oh, this is good and expensive. Prices, man. Prices of whiskey are crazy. As many of you are aware. I mean, if you're into the whiskey scene at all, you've seen plenty of bottles. I can say Macallan M. You all know it's ridiculously expensive. It's like $5,000 for one of those. It's a nice bottle. I hear the product isn't that great, but, it comes in its own box in a very expensive crystalline bottle, I think. I never actually looked that up, and I'm curious. Oh, that's good. But God damn, it's still hot. Single barrel 18-year-old, $200? Low proof. No. I mean, as I've said on many of my streams, my price range is around $40, and this is pushing it. And I say $40 because that's where I can get. Where is it? No. The old reliable is always in arm's reach. $40. That's why. I like the new label. I think I like the old one better, though. But hey, it's fine. It's very red. I'm not sure if the other one was red. I don't even have a bottle. I got rid of all of them because I drink them a lot. Moriarty. Yeah. I imagine he does. Well, yes, I would hope so. Now, again, it's nice to be able to sample expensive whiskey. That is why I'm so grateful for all the samples that have been sent to me. But there's always that moment of typing it in, looking up the information, and being like, well, I don't know how much this ounce cost, but now I am wondering. But this is lovely. It's a lovely dram, but it's also bitey. The proof is real, but not too much. You know, as far as me liking high proof, that is true. And that's part of my thing is I like to sip them slowly. I don't like to drink, again, American culture with taking shots or drinking hard liquor in that manner. In my older years, I've realized that for whatever reason, I assume, this is my understanding of it, that in the early days of whiskey, you did a shot because it was sketchy stuff and you just wanted it in your system. You didn't want to taste it. You just wanted to take it back and, all better. But now we've gotten to the stage where it's, quality product, there's flavors, there's time, there's effort, there's craft, there's a lot put into it. So you're supposed to savor it and enjoy it with company and share the experience rather than being like, good. It seems like taking a shot is the worst way to drink this kind of product, but it's still fairly popular, I've noticed, in this country. So there's that. Exactly. Budget bourbon all the way. Because why should you pay that much? If you want to, if you have the, if I had, let's do a hypothetical. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have no job. This is my job, thus the scrolly thing at the bottom. But I make less than $20,000 a year. By make, I mean I receive from Social Security disability barely enough to pay rent, and then my parents certainly help me out with the excessives, the gas, food, etc. But if I would say, let's say I made $50,000 a year, and that's not a huge jump. Some people are like, well, I make $100,000 a year. I don't know how much people actually make these days. I don't have a general idea. But let's say I made $50,000 a year. I would probably be more keen to branch out and buy a few more expensive bottles. Like if I had a few $100 extra just sitting in the bank, which I don't, but if I did, I would be curious about trying, a rather expensive bourbon. A rather expensive bourbon. I say bourbon because even thinking I could spend $100 or $150 or even $200 on something, my brain is like, do not spend too much on scotch. It is overpriced right now. Don't do it. There's still that part of my brain that's always going to be kind of stingy with money. For good reason. I have to be. I cannot not be. Vanilla is a nice white label now called Quality House. Very decent budget drink. Quality House, huh? Interesting. I keep an eye out for it. I know the latest runner-up is this guy. You can't see that. Early Times. And I have another one that has been labeled as the Wild Turkey Competition. It's behind me. So hold on. I gotta fix these wheels someday. Here we go. Is it? Yes. The Wheel Horse. And this is 50.5. It's 101 proof. Batch 1. So super special. And I believe who's actually makes this. I know I've had their stuff before, but it's not called Wheel Horse. It's called something else. Made in Owensboro, Kentucky. So let's just pop them. But I'm looking forward to reviewing that one because as someone who really likes Wild Turkey 101, I'm always curious to try their competition, I suppose. Maybe. Kind of. Ish. All right. One more sip at the high proof. Because if I water this down, I don't like it. Unlikely, but still. Oh, Jeebus. That is good. That is so good. Why is that so good? Ah. Still hurts my tongue a little bit. Add some water. Okay. Have to do this. You can see the Crowded Barrel logo. I'm wondering what's going on at Crowded Barrel right now. I got a thing. You may or may not have noticed because it's behind me and no one ever sees it. Hold on. I just got this today, so it hasn't been there before until now. No, it's not showing up. But there's a stencil here of the Crowded Barrel logo. You can't tell because it's white on a white wall, but it's there. I received that for being a patron. Patron? And it's one of the few ones I actually have because I shouldn't be spending money on anything, as you all know. $7 whole every month. Big spender. Big spender. We've dropped 3 drops of water. We've added 3 drops of water. Let's see what this does. I doubt much because the proof is ridiculous, as we found out earlier. And I want to try one more time, see if I can find more information about this old Carter. Because all I found was everything else. You know, barrel strength. Straight rye. Straight bourbon. We don't have any Old Carter barrel strength straight American whiskey. 12-year-old, but it's batch 3. And again, I don't know if this is 12 years old. But since it's the only thing we have available, we're going to run with it. So there you go. So you can get a better idea of what I'm experiencing. There's no official stuff. And the proof on this one's higher too. Good God. 69.1 on whichever one this batch 3 is. But we'll give the flavor notes here. Unsurprising. Oh, that was a good one. Sorry, already reading ahead. The community notes profile for this specific old Carter, which is not the same, but it's as close as I can get, is caramel, toffee, orange, allspice, and pepper. Allspice is what I have to remember. Because oftentimes they just say spicy. I'm not even certain what allspice smells like, but I get it. And I can also understand orange. There's kind of a slight hit citrusy thing, but I wouldn't say orange. Whew. Still smells hot, just so we're clear. Oh, and the USD for this one specifically is around $190. Right. And for the batch 3. American whiskey, though? I would have no idea. Wow. It's a little better. Just 3 drops of water. Tamed it down so it doesn't burn my tongue as much or dance across my tongue. Supporting a growing brand, Brian. Maybe they'll have a charity auction for you. I mean, that'd be nice because, again, there's a thing going down here because this is my weekly check, I guess. Donations are what help this channel grow. At some point, I've even started to think I could do a charity thing or a donation stream, which I did, again, 2 weeks ago. Thank you to all of you who participated. It helped me get this right here. And I'll show it once more because I love it. Ooh. Boom. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? So this is the cast strength. Amazing. The 46 I have no idea what it tastes like. I imagine it tastes like Maker's Mark. And then we have a special select here. And it has a name on it. If someone could help me out with what the name means. Okay. Well, it tells me, so that helps. But it says Maker's Mark Private Select, which if you know anything about Maker's Mark, they have private select stuff all the time, often for stores, store pick kind of stuff. Different staves. But this one specifically says Rob Samuels, grandson of the founders. Personal selection, 2020 edition. 2020 edition, huh? It's not 2021. Throw it away. No. But yeah, second edition private select. Astounding. And again, the only reason I have that in my possession is thanks to the donations of viewers like you. But yeah, noise. Noise, indeed. Noise. So the idea I was thinking about there is because, as you'll note, the duck, I would like to actually get the freaking paid version of this. So I could do a few things, like my logo would be there instead of the duck. But that would cost me a certain amount every 3 months, quarterly or something. I haven't even looked at the prices because that's been so far and away. I'm happy to use the free version. But as I found out last month, if I even do one extra stream, which I did for St. Patrick's Day, I almost max out my free time, which is 20 hours a month. Works fine usually. 2 times. Oh, math. 2 times a week for 4 weeks. Oh gosh, my brain. That's not right. Anyway, I hardly ever get to 20 hours. Is my point, unless I add one extra stream, which I've only done last month. And that was kind of that realization where it was like, by the way, you've almost run out of time. Today is when it actually reset. It's the only reason I was able to do this way, because otherwise I would have to do it through OBS again, which works, but I can't do this. And I like doing that. I like having the user participation being broadcast. And this other stuff, like even the stuff at the bottom, the name over there, wrong way, that kind of stuff. It's wonderful. It's convenient. It's handy. Oh, and an update for anyone who was here Friday. My brother will be joining me on a stream eventually. We mentioned the idea to him at lunch today. Lunch, dinner, whatever. And he is keen on it, but he will be out of town in the next couple weeks. So it's something we'll do later. Maybe May, maybe June. Who knows? Whenever he's available. It's all his schedule, not mine. And it would probably be a Sunday. Did I say what the last thing was here? I got distracted. So, community knows profile for this, sort of. Caramel toffee, orange, allspice, pepper. Wonderful. Flavor for the community here. Again, this isn't exactly the same. Caramel, dried fruit, spicy, orange, dark chocolate. I think I said milk chocolate. The duck is hard to notice. I know. That's basically why I use this, because it's free. Whoa, cheers, Doug H. Chat moved. But, everyone wants to have their logo. I have a logo. It's, logo for the YouTube page. Just says KIllco. I haven't edited it yet. I haven't changed it because I don't want to. I don't want to say KIllco Whizzky Musings underneath. I just want KIllco is fine. You get the idea. I don't want to change the logo yet. Oh, yes. And the finish. Pepper, allspice, oak, caramel, orange. Why orange? I really don't get orange on this. And Doug, if you're just joining us, we are having some Old Carter American whiskey. 134.9 proof. I'm glad I ate enough food earlier because, whoa. And unfortunately, there's no official stuff for this. It just says it's from Kentucky, American whiskey. The ABV on this one specifically is different. And it says 12 years, which I have no idea if this is 12 years or not. I would not be surprised if it was. But I don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh. This is certainly something I really enjoy it, but I get that chocolate note too. That's glorious. But it's certainly not something I want to drink every day, only because the proof is so high. And as much as I like 50%/100 proof, I don't know what it is. I guess you get past 60 and it's a little more, well, it's clearly harder to drink because it's not, as with many of you, I imagine, you drink your whiskey to enjoy the whiskey. And oftentimes with different kinds of whiskey, you can't enjoy it as much because it's demanding too much of your attention. And once the proof gets this high, it's hard to be like, it's more like, hey, how horrible. It's a different sensation. It's just as good, but it's not as, I don't want to say it's not as enjoyable because this is amazing, but it is harder to just enjoy because of that proof just kind of knocking your senses around every time you take a sip. Some people really like that. I'm enjoying it to some extent. But as far as having a whole bottle of this and drinking it on the regular, I don't think I could handle it. If I did, it would be once in a while. Once in a great while, probably. Especially if the price is what I think it is. Power Keeper, good evening. Welcome to the show. Whoa. One thing I am wondering is, since I was not staying up super late last night, I didn't see all of the Mash Bill stream. I know there were a whole bunch of people on the screen, which, as I've told Swags, Mash Bill, once there are more than 3 people on the screen, I get twitchy, I suppose. But it's harder for me to watch and participate when there are that many people. Yes, the rabbit holiday with the eggs. Again, I have my selection of eggs right here. Cadbury mini eggs. And I'm wondering how this would taste. Those would taste with this, but I'm terrified to actually drink it. Mr. Whiskey Shits. Welcome. And yes, the YouTube overlords demand your thumbs. It's not me asking for them. It's the YouTube overlords. They demand them. And again, you can pick either one. I know which one I prefer, but YouTube doesn't care. Just either or. And they're happy about it. They need that participation. It's all on you. I'm just here. Of course they do. Didn't you learn that in science class? No, the eggs are supposed to be about spring and new life and a new beginning and rosebuds. No, wait. That's about something else. Anyway. So yes, the beginning of spring. Even today, it was blatantly obvious that just driving to my parents' house, spring is on the way. There were flowers everywhere. It's nice. I had my window open briefly. I thought about leaving it open for the whole stream, but it's still a little chilly out. It's like, 50-ish out there. Cheers, Jim Charles. I like that Homer icon. That's when he made that drink, isn't it? Flaming Moe. I don't know why I remember that. That's useless information in my brain. Sweet. I only wish the Flaming Moe was a real thing, but that sounds amazing. Oh, that's damn good. I wish I did have a bottle, but I'm glad I don't, because that's really high proof. Oh, that's good, though. So, what we've learned here is if you can get an old Carter at a high proof, do that. American whiskey or bourbon or straight or whatever, but don't pay an arm and leg for it, because I wouldn't. I would never recommend anyone paying more than 50. 50 is where I kind of stop. But I definitely have had donations and people. I have bought bottles, or I should say my parents / donators have bought bottles that are much more expensive. Like the Redbreast 12 gas drink, which I had last month, was $75. And I know a couple donations here. Like this one right here, I think was $80, or close to it. And this one was close to 70, I think, 60, 70. Stuff I would not own normally, let's say. Oh, that's right, the Flaming Homer. Mo stole it, or borrowed it. Smithers set a bowl of cereal on fire. Well, you can do that, but that sounds about right. Yeah, whenever I see that, I think of the Flaming Homer. Sorry. Again, I haven't watched television in quite a while, but The Simpsons, for whatever reason, is kind of stuck in there still. Yeah. As soon as you say secondary, I go, that's nice. I will never buy secondary. I'm saying it now. I'm never going to buy a secondary because I don't think I will ever have that much money to do so. So there, I'm sticking it to the man or the secondary market. So there's that. I mean, if other people want to go for that, do that if you can, if you want. But I don't want to say cheap. I'm not cheap. I have to be, what is the word? Frugal? It's probably a better word with what I buy, if I buy anything. So yeah, if I can find it from what is it, MSRP, like the price that's listed, like with Blanton's specifically is the thing that comes to mind. If I saw a Blanton's for $50, $60, I'd at least consider buying it. I wouldn't, but I'd consider it because that's a pretty decent price. But I know that Blanton's bottle, little Blanton's hand grenade, goes for exorbitant amounts of prices out there. For whatever reason, because it's a little horsey on top, I guess. Yes. But again, that's part of the joy of being a whiskey tuber, and especially when the community is as generous as they are, and there are people out there who have, it's just called disposable income, and they donate ridiculous bottles. I know Whiskey Vault has had stuff like that happen to them. I mean, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, and that's a big if, the Macallan M from 2 to 3 years ago was actually donated to their vault. And that became a whole recurring theme in the series / videos. And if you haven't watched those, it's a good time. It'll make you laugh and it'll make you cry, and you'll wonder about your sanity and what the heck kind of whiskey review channel is actually going on with Whiskey Vault. But it's glorious. It's all glorious. It explains the Bear and the Eagle pretty well too, and the Mooch especially. I like to think of myself as a novice mooch who somehow has this YouTube channel, who somehow gets people to send him whiskey, thus mooching. But again, I do share it. I share the experience, so that's something, I think. Like with this Old Carter, it is delicious and amazing. And I would say if you could at least sample Old Carter, give it a shot. But what's still throwing me off is it says American whiskey on it and not bourbon. It's throwing me for a loop, we'll say. Because it smells like a bourbon. If someone was to give this to me and be like, "What's this?" I'd say bourbon. But the bottle it was given to me and it says American whiskey, which in my brain it's like, you mean bourbon? It's a different thing somehow. I know it's a different thing somehow, but let's check. Let's check the Google. Let's do the science and the math and the research. This is called research. Googling stuff. All right. Google. Hey, Google. No. What is the difference between American whiskey and bourbon? I hope I spelled that right because I wasn't looking. Fermented grain. Yabba dabba dabba. Yeah, I know that. American Bourbon Association, in order to be classified as bourbon, a whiskey needs to be distilled from a mixture of grain, mash, and at least 51% corn. Is that all? So it's just a corn thing. Bourbon is corny. I can remember that. I can remember bourbon is corny. What's the deal with American whiskey? Is it a malt thing? Can it be just less than 51%? Like, if it's 50% corn, then technically it's not bourbon? It would probably taste a lot like bourbon if you just went 1% down. The barrel, the oak, the barrel can change. I know that is something. I know it has to be oak, and it can't not be oak, and it has to be like if you put it in, what is it, recharred barrels or reused barrels, something like that. It changes it. I know a little. I drink and I know things, but again, my memory is, let's say, not the best. What did it say here? Recognized type of American whiskey, yes. Only in the United States, yes. Contrary to popular belief, it does not have to be produced in Kentucky. Well, yeah, I know. Blah. Is Jack Daniels a whiskey or a bourbon? Well, the world will never know. What's the difference between whiskey and bourbon? What makes American whiskey? What makes American whiskey? Is made of a mixture of corn, rye, wheat, and barley. Yes. The mash. Yes. Charred oak barrels. Yes. Yes. That's the stipulation. So it has to be new oak to be bourbon, but it's a reused barrel. And even that, new oak, it's still charred. But if it's a reused barrel, then it can't be labeled as bourbon anymore because of rules and words and such. Ow. Is Crown Royal a bourbon or a whiskey? Why is Jack Daniels not a bourbon? What are the 5 top whiskeys? Oh, Google. This is all you need to do is search Google, and it'll give you a list of titles for videos you can make. Your top 5 whiskeys. Is bourbon sweeter than whiskey? What the hell is that supposed to mean? What are the 3 types of whiskey? Instant video. The 3 types of whiskey are whiskey, whiskey, and whiskey. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you next week. No, I'm not doing that. This didn't answer my question. I had to read proof of no more than 125. Is that part of this? I mean, again, this is a freaking 134.9 proof. And I don't know if that's the entry proof. I know that whiskey is weird with the amount of how proof can change depending on evaporation and all that. Being in the barrel, devil's cut, angel's share, whatever, that kind of stuff. La la la. Grand babadaba. I want to find out more about this corn thing. Like, is it only, well, other than the new oak thing? That is the one that always surprises me, that there are some people who think bourbon only comes from Kentucky. That's nuts. I mean, even when I think of bourbon, like when I first started getting those, I thought of bourbon. I knew it was something you could get from America. I know the popular place is Kentucky with the amount of distillers they have there and just the amount of time they've been doing it, I suppose. I know distilleries all across the United States. You don't exactly think, oh, Iowa whiskey, or what's the one I know of? Hold on. Indiana? Is that it? MGP is in Indiana. And you would have never thought Vegas or Nevada for, what the hell's it called? Old something. No, old? It's not Old Scout. That's something else. Nope, can't remember. And even that, I think, is MGP. When I think about it. Ooh. Hey, no advertisement. Oh, get out of here. It doesn't need to come from Kentucky, but it probably does. Canned cocktails. Don't distract me with this garbage. It's not what I wanted. Bah. So let's just say Google's not quite answering my question. It's being, what's the word, facetious? We'll see. I guess I am at that point where I see some questions. I'm just like, well, that's stupid. Like, simple stuff. Like, what's the difference between Scotch, whiskey, and bourbon? I mean, there's a difference for some that's obvious. And then you throw the word whiskey in there, and it's just a whole different thing. And then you can talk about Japanese whiskey, and it just gets confusing because They only recently decided to start calling it the real thing. Blah, blah, blah. SAOS, American Whiskey Description. Old Scout American Whiskey is a union of 2 whiskey distilled from the classic bourbon mash bills. 1 of 2. Okay, going to number 2. That's Old Scout. Do I have Old Scout? Hold on. I do. And it does say American Whiskey. 99 proof. Tell me things, bottle. Inform me. Educate me. Blah, 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 blah. One aged in new oak barrels and the other matured in rejuvenated, recharred bourbon casks. So I guess that's what made it not bourbon. Unique aging. Excuse the baba baba. Baba daba dooba. Badooba daba. Ababa daba dooba. It shares all of the character and drinkability you would expect from a whiskey on the brink of being one like the of being one. What? Confusing me. Blended and limited, hand selected batch of Baba Dabba Doo. Okay, yes. American whiskey because stuff and oak and recharred and bourbon. No. Yes. I do. I've had that for a little while. That was because of God, when did that happen? Okay, Whiskey Vault officially partnered with Old Scout / the hell they actually called the word Smooth Ambler. They partnered with Smooth Ambler for a little bit, so of course I had to try it. I didn't even try the right kind. There's a different one. It has an elephant on it. I forget the name, but that one was, I think, $70 or something like that. I saw it there. I was not about to buy it, but I saw that one. It was less. And I thought, well, I can try that, at least. And it is American whiskey. And it does say, because of the recharred bourbon barrels thing, second filling? Second part. So there we are. The mystery of American whiskey is just rules and regulations about the oak, and I guess something about the mash bill. I am still curious about that. Like, if you made a whiskey and it was 50% corn, would it not be a bourbon by that 1%? Supposedly it says if it's 51% corn, it's bourbon. You know, add it on with the other stuff you put in there, depending. But if it's 50%, is it not a bourbon then? Freaking corny bourbon. This still smells amazing. Uh-oh. Speak of the devil. Hachi machi. Thank you, the Mash Bill, for hosting that. That was fun. I wasn't there for all of it. I don't even know how late you went. But it was fun to be there at the start and just be like, yes, hello, I am the mental illness man. Welcome to the donation stream. It's not exactly how he sounded. What the hell is going on in the hallway? Freaking animals. But yes, that was awesome. I heard you made more than $2,000. I need to start finding out ways to make $2,000 a stream. Donations for me listed. That's never going to happen. And if that does, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. Hope it never does. Yes. Well, there's also, what was it? We were talking about it a little while ago with the General Mr. E.H. Taylor. He helped make a bunch of rules and stuff. And I know it was a good thing because whiskey was kind of sketchy and all that kind of fun stuff. But the government laws and regulations for whiskey and bourbon especially are a little strict, especially bottled in bond. I know that's a specific one where it's has to be this, and this, or else no. Even where it's located, it has to be strictly regulated by government officials. Scary. We've gotten into hour 2 already. We're 5 minutes in, and I haven't finished this drink. I'm working on it. This is not something you can drink quickly, by the way. Oh. Nashville, I hope you had lots of winners last night. I imagine I wasn't one of them because, again, I donated $10 and you made 2,000 ish. So that's 2 out of math. Quite a few. There are a lot. Ha! I gotta do the math now. Hold on. It's bothering me. And this is just the general. That's 400 at least. 400 tickets, raffles. Ooh, still a little spicy. I'm gonna start looking up this next bourbon that we're drinking tonight because it is bourbon night. If you didn't know, every Sunday it's bourbon night. Just so we're clear, unless they don't go live, which even then, bourbon night. I'm not even looking at the screen. I should do that. C920. What we have coming up next, and this is mostly just to enjoy because I'm fairly certain I've had it before, but I don't remember when. I feel like it was probably. It feels like it was still cold when I had it. But again, that could have been the B one. Wasn't there a B? I don't remember. I can hear that in my head. 22 giveaways, and sorry you didn't win, but we won when you came on the stream. Kind of. That's okay. I don't need to win. I just like to throw in the possibility. I've won a few too many times lately, is how I feel, especially on the Mash and Drum show. I've won twice within the past month-ish. So yeah, I'm a little scared about putting in tickets and winning again. I like the idea of having good luck, but also, I'm running out of room. I've run out of room. Like, this is where most of them are, and there are at least 4 or 5 on the ground behind me. I will have more places to put them eventually. Ouch. All right. Elijah Craig, C920. Where is it? B516. That's ages ago. Where is the money? Where did that come from? Maybe it was C. No, wait, this is C920. What am I doing? C9. Oh, come on. Whizzky App, help me here. Show me the C920. I thought it was on here. I feel like I looked it up before. Maybe it was was there a B? Was there an Elijah Craig B something that was really good? Boom. And again, to be clear, the Mashbill has sent me plenty of stuff. He is the reason I was able to do stuff in December, and he is the reason why I got to try this wonderful Elijah Craig and do that weird accent where I was a Southern gentleman when I got to review it. B520. Maybe that's what I had. Maybe I haven't had the C920. I don't remember. It's the worst. You've been given so many different types of whiskey that you can't even keep track of what you had. Ugh. All right, here we go. C920. C920 review. But that's something. I wonder if this is where I went before. Someone got Bland's? Jim, you got Bland's? What? Good God. I have more than one. Oh. Don't share. Don't share with me. I have plenty. As I said, I've been winning too much and getting too many samples. Actually, there There are at least 2 or 3 different people who contacted me recently to try to get me samples. And I did send them my info, but I don't think they're going to be able to send anything until, I guess, next week. All right, I have the C920 listed here. Full disclosure, I am checking the info on the C920 from a website called breakingbourbon.com. And it's their review. So again, it's their review. Because I can't find it on the app I usually use. Because it's never really that specific. I can find general stuff. But when you start getting into the nitty-gritty, it doesn't work as well, unfortunately. I can still see the blue sky. Oh! I kind of wish I had the window open, but again, it's 50 degrees out, so it's not that comfortable. Comfortable-ish, but not that comfortable. I am wearing just a t-shirt here. So, don't want to be too cold. It was weird. Water came out real fast. Nashville, I hope you got some sleep last night. Good grief. Again, I don't know how late you went up or on, but I think I canceled out around 1 a.m. my time. Closer to 2, maybe? I don't remember. I remember it was late. Yeah, blue sky drinking. That means it's daytime still. No, it doesn't. Here's the funny thing. I know it's going to be bright. Like when I keep doing these, it's going to be bright outside until like 8 o'clock once we get into the summer months because I am in the New England area. So we're slipping into that time frame. Like here, let's give you a prelude of what it looks like right now. I still have 2 giant lights on. But I've turned off my main spotlight, as it were. So anything coming from up here is just natural light. That's so much better. Woo! Chattanooga flight. Smoke Wagon. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. Smoke Wagon is damn good. And I believe that's an MGP. And the only reason I know that is because of Hot Butter Rolls. He sent me a sample that I won last year? The end of last year? Beginning of this year? A while ago. I won it a while ago, and it was delicious. And I probably had it on stream, actually. I have to go back and see what I sampled. Oh, this is lovely. Mash Bill, if you're wondering, if you're still here, the sample I have in my glass is Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 1. 134.9 proof. I thought I'd start with that one and have another. Glorious. 60 whatever %. I'm a horse suddenly. Yes, wheeling and dealings. Schwheelings and dealings. John T's rolling it. I know people were dishing out the dough last night, so I can't expect much from tonight. Although I did get 2 donations on Friday, and I think I said thank you to the people who donated. One of them. The other one was actually a different channel who visits occasionally, very occasionally. He's on the other side of the pond. So this one, technically, you did. You didn't officially, but this is the one from the likes. So you technically got it for me, and I am officially having it tonight. There's another Old Carter that I have that is Julie's favorite, but I wanted to try and have that when she actually decides to pop in one of these days. I figure that won't be today because holiday, probably with family kind of stuff. But someday she'll be back. Maybe the likes will stop by and drop all the money. Highly unlikely. Robin Hood. That's what that's from. If anyone's wondering, I don't know where that came from. That's stuck in my head now. Nashville, hopefully we'll be able to do more stuff eventually. I know you have your hands full tomorrow with whatever you're doing, new job and stuff. But we'll have to do a, what was it called? KIllco Swaggins at some point. Sometime in the future. the future. And we can talk all about my mental problems and your mental problems and everyone's mental problems, because everyone officially has mental problems because of the past year. And if you don't, you're lying. No one has gotten through 2020 perfectly fine. It's just not a thing. Some more. Have I sent any? Did I? Hang on. I'm trying to think. One of these days, I'm going to have to remember to label stuff. Hold on. I have to. My brain. Aha! There we go. Yes. I think these are yours. I think. How do I put this? Did you send them an interesting packaging? Is why I'll say it. Especially, did you send a Elijah Craig barrel-proof C920 recently? Because I think you did. I think. Because I know I got. See, I have the name throws me. Like I see you talking, I'm like, yeah, I got. Wait. I think. And again, I'm trying to connect the names because you don't have the same. Like if you're on Discord, it's something else. And if you're on YouTube, it could be something else. So I think these are yours. But again, I've gotten so many samples lately. Like I can do this. Does this look familiar to you? And does this look familiar to you? And does this look familiar to you? I have a feeling these are yours, and these are all sitting on my desk. Just waiting. Okay, yours is the same everywhere, Power Keep. Good to know. The real problem is I have been contacted by so many people via Instagram, email, and Discord that I start to get very confused as to what is what. I've kept these here because I think they're from Jim. Yes, good. I figured these were yours. But again, since I put them on my desk, it's like, well. And the other problem is when I open stuff and I put the packaging aside, I have so many empty boxes and so much packaging. You have no idea. But yes, I figured I would open the Elijah Craig C920 barrel proof tonight in your honor. Well, I wasn't sure if it was you. Because Discord. Confusion. Is this your card? I wish I could do magic tricks. I cannot. The other thing is my username is not the same everywhere. We have KIllco Whiskey Musings. We have KIllco77, which is pretty much everywhere else. So Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, email, Hotmail, technically. So there you go. But I also have Chattanooga samples still, and I believe those were from. I know who those were from. I was talking about it on Friday. Hang on, hold please. No, I don't have the thing up again. God dang it. Gosh dang it. Ah, yes. I can too. That's the only magic trick I know. Everyone who donated is also in the running for a Kentucky Owl Batch 3 Rye signed by Dixon Dedman. And I will be announcing the winner Saturday. Updated vid tonight. Nice. Kentucky Owl, I'm pretty sure, is rather expensive. And Dixon Dedman is a name I don't recognize. Enlighten me. I know it's someone. I don't remember who. I'm bad with names. And I know this is something that was discussed last night. But that was last night, and I've been unconscious there, so... Oh, I need to fix that someday. I have 2 Instagram accounts, and I always open up the wrong one first for some reason. Enriquez. Hold on. Jacob Enriquez is the one who sent me all the Chattanooga stuff. And I still have 5 of those to go through. And I still haven't even finished the other ones I have from Friday. I still have the 113 barrel and the 109. Gotta finish those tonight, apparently. No, I don't. Be bad. Oh, you're talking about food. Good God. I mean, that sounds traditional to me. I don't think I have it. Well, I guess ham is technically the traditional Easter on my end, but it could be pancakes. That'd be fine. I like pancakes. I want pancakes. Sorry if that was loud. Whoa. That's spicy. Yes, inform me. I can look it up. I can Google it. Research. Dixon Deadman. Oh, spicy. I'm gonna look. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. I was trying to drink some water because, good God. Oh, that's spicy. Oh, his name, he's called the Old Owl on Instagram. If that's even him. And if it is, well, that starts to explain a few things. Looks like he's my age. Song's still stuck in my head. That would do it. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. It's Tigger right there. Okay, I thought so. Like, I wasn't sure. I was like, is he a rock and roll star? Is he a master distiller, which is kind of like a rock and roll star in the whiskey world, basically. But yeah, I had a hunch it was probably the guy who distills the stuff, which is why, getting his name on that bottle is a good thing. And I poured the... Nice, Tim. Enjoy. I will. Water's so good. So everyone knows Dixon is the master blender of Kentucky Owl, which is why... blah, blah, blah. Yes, which is why this... getting a Kentucky Owl Batch 3 rye signed by Dixon Deadman would be a thing. And he would probably keep the bottle because master distiller and such. He probably wouldn't drink it because some people do that. I do not. If I got a Kentucky Owl, which I think is stupidly overpriced. Let me rephrase that. I assume is stupidly overpriced. Whether I think it is or not, it doesn't matter. Let's check the Google. Kentucky Owl. Kentucky Owl Bourbon. There's a website called Kentucky Owl Bourbon. That's glorious. I've seen it too. One thing I can do is just check my local shop. They have a bottle of it in there. I don't ask my age, you son of a... Remember me. Kentucky Owl Park. Why are there so many ponds? Oh my God. That guy has a beard or a mustache. Oh, it's telling me all this info. 10 great totally exclusive whiskeys to gift this year. You don't mess with great bourbon, you drink it. True. All right, hold on. Let's just do the thing. Let's do the thing with the thing, and we'll have the thing. Yes, good. Oh God, the song stuck in my head so bad. Pouring our next whiskey, for everyone who's wondering, I know you're all wondering. Elijah Craig, barrel proof, C920, donated by Jim Morrison. Morse? I don't know why I said Morrison. Jim Morris. Glorious stuff, I'm told. And again, I think I've had it before, but that could have been the B520 or whatever. It's all whiskey. It's good. Oh, gosh, that's a good amount, too. Sweet. It's more than the last one. I'll say that. Look at that. That is what I like to see in my bourbons. is that color right there. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, wait. Drink more bourbon, by the way. Oh, whoa, hi. What was that? What? I'm getting fruit notes out of bourbon lately. It's freaking me out. There's a little something in there. It's got chocolate notes. Oh. I had milk duds go through my head. That was cool. Oh, I want milk duds now. Ooh. All right. What other? It smells good. Kentucky Owl. We're doing research, by the way. This is research. Google is research. If you didn't know, all the whiskey tubers don't always know the things they know until they check. It's a secret. Okay, so I could buy a Kentucky Owl at a nearby store. I would have to pay around $195 or $140 to do it, which I'm not going to do, but I have the option. And that certainly puts a price on the bottle that is being donated for that charity stream. And I'm in the running, sort of. So maybe I'll win a Kentucky Owl. Unlikely. Good God, why is it that expensive? Why is it that expensive? People tell me why. Tell me the answers to things I don't know for reasons. Because I don't know. And also, if you've just showed up, if you're new here, I've had 7 whiskeys. No, I've had 1. And more importantly, I want to know what's in your glass. Because I don't want to feel like I'm drinking alone. None of us do. It's part of the fun. Tim, this is wonderful. But there's definitely a little fruit notes in here. It's freaking me out. There's something. Oh, gosh. My nose was just like, not that much, you fool. I felt it. It was glorious. All right. Again, I'm looking up the info on the Google with specifically breakingbourbon.com, wherever they are. But I couldn't find it on the Whizzky app I use, which is linked down below, usually. I think it still is. But we'll find out more about it after I have a sip of this, because it smells real good. And I'm fairly certain the proof is close. It's not on here, but Jim has the bottle, so he could tell me. 132.8. Whoa, no joke. So I'm doing 2 really high proofs in one night. Should be great. I'll be fine. Yep. Like and subscribe. YouTube overlords, man. Yep. Excuse me. Dickel 15. Ooh. I have not had Dickel yet. I think I had a sample of it once at a bar/restaurant. And I do have the Dickel bottle in bond sitting behind me, waiting to be sampled and reviewed soon. I have a backlog, as I've said before, of whiskeys at the moment. It's a glorious problem to have, but also people are like, why haven't you opened like this one? Here's one that people really want me to open. And this is another one that I got through the mash bill. He's been giving me a lot of whiskey. It's glorious. But we have this one here. Do any of you know what this whiskey is all about? I've heard it's good. It's got a screw top, so it can't be that good, right? Right. So yeah. There's that. That's again a bottle I would not have normally. Flintstone vitamins. I've heard that said before. And actually, I do, I think. My mother will tell you, if she's still here. I'm fairly certain at one point in time, when I was a young lad, I managed to open up a bottle of Flintstone vitamins, and I was just eating them like candy. Not a good idea, I'm sure, but I seem to recall that happening. It could have been my brother, but I have a feeling it was me. Jim Morrison. Unopened. Yeah, that's unopened. People want me to drink it, apparently. I'm saying things and I'm not understanding them. That'll do it. So we need to say the word Pappy's about anything, it just disappears. Mom is present. That's what you meant. A larceny store pick or a barrel proof. See, I still haven't tried a larceny barrel proof. But I have had larceny itself, and it is very weeded. When I think of weeded bourbons, that's what comes to mind specifically is larceny. Oops. That's what I hear. I mean, here's the thing. As a whiskey tuber, at some point, Pappy's might cross my path. Emphasis on might. But as I said, as I was showing the Weller bottle, I never expected to own one of those. It was not in the cards in my mind, as with Pappy's or Kentucky Owl or Blanton's. Those things are not on my, oh yeah, I'll own one of those someday list. But there it is, just sitting next to me, taking up space at the moment. Weller, yes. Weller. Another one I'd heard about, which I've sampled, I actually have sampled, was Willet. I've heard Willet's I've had a sample of Willet and I enjoyed it, but I don't know if it's one of those ones that's been put on a pedestal or not. Nice, Mr. Wish, you should do it. A121? Is that a specific one that people talked about? I'm assuming it is. But the barrel proof specifically, I've never had. I've heard it's good. But I know in my case, I had the normal larceny, and I drank the whole bottle, and now I've equated weeded bourbon, specifically to larceny, labeled as larceny, just the regular one. Is that actually the case? I don't think so, because correct me if I'm wrong, Maker's Mark is a weeded bourbon? Maybe. See, I can't remember these things. It smells really good, by the way. And once again, this is Elijah Craig C920? C920, yes. Nice. Is that the funny looking bottle? The one that's like, it looks like a still. It's like big and fat at the bottom and long. Because I've had that before, but I don't even remember what Willet I had. It was a sample. Maker's is a weed. Okay. And that doesn't taste anything like larceny to me. But again, I don't remember the last time I had Maker's. I know it was probably in December, and I liked it. I got a cherry note. I remember that. I smelled cherries on the Maker's first. I'm running out of time. There's a bit of a cherry note on this. And chocolate and oak. Oh. A little bit of the tongue tingles. I don't know if that's because I've chilled out because of the first one I had or what. Pot still. Bourbon Baller, welcome. Welcome to the show. Ludens. I don't get it on the taste. I know, well, from what I remember of doing the review, one of the first things I said when I smelled it was, oh, cherries. And I really like freaking Luxardo cherries. Luxardo cherries are my weakness. Oh, part of the reason I like old fashions is just because of those. I might make one later. The night is young, as they say. I forget what kind of, wait. Are you supposed to use something specific for old fashions? Or am I thinking Manhattans? Just bourbon and Bourbon and bitters and cherries? No. What am I forgetting? To make an old fashioned, it's bourbon, bitters, Luxardo cherries? That doesn't seem right. That's 3 things, but that doesn't seem right. Or is it an orange zest or something? That doesn't seem right either. It's just a thing. Garnish. Ugh. For the record, this is lovely. It's a little hot, but Amarena? Hold on. Hold, please. Amarena. I don't think I've had Amarena. I will put that on my wish list. Hold on. Amazon. What's the thing? Alexa. Alexa. I don't have an Alexa. But if I did, hold on, let me put the AMARENA. Oh, they're pink, or at least the packaging is pink. Italian maraschino cherries. Ooh. Italiano, I think. Richie Z, the troublemaker. Welcome. Welcome to the show, as I've been saying tonight for some odd reason. Oh, yeah, rye. Okay, rye or bourbon, bitters, simple syrup. Oh, that's what it was. The sugar cube. That's what I was forgetting. I do have sugar cubes specifically for old fashions, and that's it. I used to use them in my coffee, but I realized I used like 4 or 5 or 6 sugar cubes because I like a little bit of a sweetness to my coffee. And that seemed like too many freaking cherries or too many freaking sugar cubes. Whoa. Staring at cherries, talking about sugar cubes, fun. I will add this to my wish list, and then I will not buy it from freaking Amazon because they are really the overlords. So I'm not going to do that. Add it to food items. There we go. As well. Done. Once I run out of Luxardo cherries, I'll try those out. They sound lovely. And Manhattan has sweet margaritas. My mother's trying to help, but she's talking about Manhattans, I think. And I am talking about old fashions, but I mentioned Manhattan, so easily to get confused. I'm confused. It's fine. Mama KIllco is here still. Yes, I've thought about that. I actually don't mind the texture of the ground up sugar. I like it. It adds a little bit of character to the drink, as I like to think. This is a lot of whiskey for my second pour, for the record. And for those of you just joining, we are on the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C920. And earlier in the evening, we had Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 1, which is 134.9 proof. So my evening is going just fine. Oh. This one's good too. I'll give it that. I would not believe this is Elijah Craig. Oddly enough. Whew. A Boulevardier. Hold on. Whoops. I gotta look that up. Too many things are happening. Poulevar. See, I like making cocktails, but I'm not gonna get into it. Like, I'm not gonna make cocktails on this because, believe it or not, I am well aware that How to Drink exists. So if you ever want to find out about cocktails and mixed drinks, go there. He does a great job. But for me, I just like knowing what they are. Like, I have old fashioned in my head. Of course, I just forgot about the damn cherries for some reason. The damn cherries, the damn sugar cube for some reason. Yeah, I do that. I let a lot of syrup just go in with the cherries. A little extra sweetness. It's glorious. It's glorious. KC12, Knob Creek 12. Ooh. Funny enough, I don't think I've had Knob Creek 12. I've had Knob Creek, And I've had the special select bottle from it's Bourbon Night, their special bottle pick. Bourbon cherries. What? Oh yeah. He did something recently with movies, and I watched most of it. It's really long, but just him talking about movies from like the 1940s was intriguing and the fact that he was talking about censorship. I love that kind of stuff. I love sociology and psychology and finding out that there was this time frame in American history where there was no real. It was kind of a sketchy sort of censorship thing. It was there, but it wasn't there, and then things changed dramatically, and the guy in charge was very like this, or you can't have it this way. It must be this way. Changing the perception of many things in this country. Oh, it's glorious. Yes. I like to think I'm a bit of a goof. I definitely try not to take myself too seriously because I've done that for many years. It doesn't work very well. It just stresses me out. Campari? I watched most of it. I didn't finish it. I'll watch the rest later tonight, probably. I don't even know if it had the 9. That's the thing. I just remember I got a Knob Creek 100 proof, but I don't know if it had an age statement on it. And I didn't care for it much at the time, but that was probably 2 years ago. You can actually, I imagine you can look it up. I like to say just KIllco Knob Creek, and it should pop up. I have no idea if it would pop up, but maybe it's in there somewhere from, again, 2 years ago. Plenty of stuff when I didn't have the mustache. If you ever want to know what I look like without a mustache, it's not that hard to figure out because it was probably a year ago that I didn't have it like this. Perfect drink for those who can't decide between old fashioned and a Manhattan. I'll have to look into it. I mean, I've only started making myself Manhattans occasionally. Rye whiskey is not my favorite. I've had it. Well, I'd probably use Wild Turkey 101 because that's a high rye, I believe. But I've tried it with the High West Double Rye, and it's fine. But I think the vermouth I got isn't the best. It was cheap. I'm told you're not supposed to buy the cheap stuff. But as I was trying it for the first time, I had no idea if I'd like Manhattans. And unfortunately, I bought a cheaper vermouth, and that was not the best idea. Because my first impression of it was it tasted kind of like fake pizza. If you've ever had like fake pizza combo taste thing, not the best. Woot! Send me all the samples. Anything you like. Anything you like, and also anything that you actually enjoy, because that's really what I want to do, is get a wide range of things that many people enjoy, so I can see generally where I fall on the Richter scale, on the whiskey scale, if there's such a thing. There probably isn't. Yes. I mean, it's more than that, I'm sure. What was it, the 12 Dirty Words or something? That was a thing he did. Yeah, that's a weird little twist. Is using rye instead of bourbon. And in my head, it's like, well, I know they're different, but they're not. Well, they are. Like a rye. If we're going to get into a conversation here about whiskeys and bourbons and ryes, we've started it already. It's too late. We can't go back. So I have had the High West Double Rye, and that is nothing like a bourbon. That is like a black licorice bomb kind of thing. But I have also had plenty of bourbons, and they are nothing like a rye, or a High West Double Rye at least. But I know I like stuff like Wild Turkey, which is a high rye, I believe. So we're just make it with whatever you want. That's, the Whiskey Vault rules apply there. The whiskey you like to drink, the way you like to drink it, perfectly fine. Do that. That's the best, clearly. I love combos, but I don't like fake pizza combos. Those are gross. I like cheddar pretzel, and I like the regular combos with just cracker and pretzel. I haven't eaten those in a while. I probably shouldn't. There was an earthquake here a year ago, I think. I didn't feel it, but I heard it. That's what I remember, is I heard this weird rumbly sound. I went, what was that? It must have been a truck. A truck must have driven by. It's not what it was. Apparently there was a small earthquake somewhere around here, which is a bit weird for New England, mind you. And that was back in like some point in time in 2020. There was a lot of horrible things going on that year. Earthquake, just add it to the list. What was the other one? Killer bees, etc. Jacob Enriquez. We were just talking about you and your amazing Chattanooga samples that I still have plenty of that I need to finish. I have the 2 still sitting here that I haven't finished from Friday. But I will finish them eventually. Yeah. Again, I have to go through. Well, I'm not going to do how to drink stuff where it makes a whole bunch of different mixed drinks and then tries them all separately. That's not always the best idea, but I do like to cycle through what kind of whiskey I use and what kind of old fashions I make. I don't know if I've made a wild turkey old fashioned. I probably should try that tonight. I know I've tried a high West double rye Manhattan and it was pretty good, but I will try everything. Again, I can make a Scotch Manhattan. I can make a Scotch old fashioned. It'd be kind of weird, but it's an option. Cooking with alcohol. True. The funny thing is, a lot of people cook with wines, and I was once again reminded tonight that I don't exactly love wine. My brother brought a rather expensive bottle of red wine tonight, or earlier today, for the Easter gathering, and it was a red wine. Didn't much care for the smell, couldn't quite tell what was bothering me about it. I'm fairly certain, and this is just, I'm grasping at straws here, that there's something about fermented purple grapes that I don't like the smell of, because with only red wines do I get this really odd thing that just makes my nose do that whenever I smell it. Like I don't like it. I don't like the smell, so my nose crunches up. But I can't place what it is. I just know it's in red wines. The thing is, when I drank it, it was perfectly fine. It wasn't like my favorite thing ever, but as far as a red wine, I would drink it again. But the smell of it, I didn't really enjoy. It's just the taste of it was fine. I don't remember what kind of red wine it was. I probably should have taken a picture of the label. I forgot. I'll text him later and ask. But I forgot. I just know it was fairly expensive. And once again, at some point in time, my brother will be doing the StreamYard thing with me, and I will have to send him a few samples of stuff so we can, have whiskeys. And you'll see kind of what I look like without a mustache. Sort of. We look a little alike, just a smidge. He doesn't have glasses either. And for those of you just showing up, we have Elijah Craig. I don't know how many times I said this. Elijah Craig, Barrel Proof, C920. And if you would like to help support KIllco, there's the stuff there. And I think I put the link up above at the chat pinned comment thing. We'll see. I don't remember. That is good. Here's the terrible thing. When I went back to this Elijah Craig pick, it's not the best. I don't hate it, but I reviewed it last week. It was okay. I mean, first pour, first taste, but it's been open for a little bit, a few days. I had another pour last night. I think I had something before it. I did. So I think maybe I had this one. I had a pour of Colonel E.H. Taylor Jr. small batch, and that's not something you should do before a different whiskey, such as Elijah Craig store pick. So I guess it just didn't taste as good after I did that, for whatever reason. I don't know. If it is, I didn't mean to. I think so. I can check. Oh wait, Richie Z, are you a mon? I feel like you are. Hold on. There's a dog next door barking. Yes, Richie Z, posted in chat because you might have mentioned it before, and I might have tried to look for it, and I couldn't find it. So that might have happened. But if you know it, you can post it because you're a mod. Do it. And then I can just do that easily. I usually do too. Like, well, tonight, first of all, I started off at the highest proof I've probably ever drank, and then I went down like a 1% kind of thing. It's good, but it's another one that's drinking kind of hot. I will add some drops of water. I don't have much time left. Good God, where's the time go? I got less than 10 minutes. How did this happen? What have you people done? How did this time disappear like that? Blaming all of you. All right. Again, Crowded Barrel, official, water dropper, official. Shush, little dog next door. Good grief. I don't even think the people who own him are home right now. 1, 2, 3. 3. No, wait. 3. No, wait, that's wrong. 3. God. I'm thinking of the European 3, where they go like that. Or something like that. I have no idea. Thinking of a specific movie where the guy went like this, and he was supposed to be undercover. He was supposed to go like this. Because of reasons. There we go. Boop. Let's see. I'm not. Okay. Going to make it 23 subscribers. There you go. Done. Done. Ouch. Hello? Ugh. Sideways. I don't know what's going on. No, I have no idea what's going on. So I have no idea if it was. That's the funny part. I'll have to ask my brother. What wine he gave me. I'll do it now because I will forget. Oh. And in about 5 minutes, I assume all of you will be joining me on It's Bourbon Nights channel because they will be going live very shortly. Very short. What is this? Oh. I was wondering why there was this thing on my phone being like, reminder, so-and-so is going live. And I thought it said, 20 minutes ago, but that's not the case. I will ask my brother now on the cellular device what the heck kind of wine we had, because I don't remember. Great, if I haven't texted him in ages. What the hell? It's still in my head, if everyone's wondering. What was that red wine we tried earlier? It was very exciting stuff, I know. Today. Tofu. No, today. Question mark. Not red wine. Red wine. It typed in WONE, so that's not right. Red wine we tried earlier today. There we go. I will let you all know later. Maybe. We'll see. All right, I've added 3 drops to this. Let's see if it's improved anything. Well, that would make sense. This is why I don't say I like certain wine. Well, no, there's one wine I like, and it is called Great White. It's a white wine, and it's from Newport Vineyard, so it's local. So you can only get it around here. Maybe you can get it in the New England area, but good luck. But that's one of the wines I enjoy. I think it's very sweet. It's definitely a white wine. What am I doing? Oh, yes. I want to actually say the damn notes I pulled up. Here we go. Right. So my official comments on this are it's good, I like it. So we're clear. This is made by Heaven Hill. The mash bill, supposedly, is 78% corn, 12% malted barley, 10% rye. Color, mahogany. Because I would agree with that. It's pretty dark. The nose, it says cherry, orange marmalade, allspice, fresh dough. Ooh, thick oak. Thick oak. It's thick. I don't know why it's a thing. Woo! It's still hot. Palate, black cherry, rich oak, dark brown sugar, yeah. White pepper? I don't even know. I don't have a reference for that. Cocoa powder. Sure. I got some kind of chocolate thing out of this. Did I say cherry? I felt like I said cherry, but I don't remember. And the finish, leather, dark chocolate, toasted walnut, sugary oak, long. Long. All right, here's the whole blip they got here. And this is written by Eric. Thank you, Eric. Oh, this is long, and I'm going to trip over all my words. All right. Potent, intense, consistent. Those three words sum up Elijah Craig Barrel Proof in a nutshell. Where the brand can now sometimes feel like been there, done that. There is no denying that this bourbon always brings its A game. Its flavors are always potent, proof intense, and it constantly delivers a quality pour time and time again. It might not always reach the height some of its competitors reach with certain releases, but its price and availability always make up for it. Batch C920 doesn't quite match the excellent batch B520, which I think I've had before, from earlier this year, but it's close and probably splitting hairs. One can never have enough Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and Heaven Hill proves over and over that it's one of the company's marquee releases. Marquee? Sure. But I would agree. Sure, why not? It sounds good. Thank you, Eric, from Breaking Bourbon. I agree with everything you said. I don't quite get dark chocolate, but I did get some kind of cherry thing. Dark brown sugar, sure. Cocoa powder, yeah. I like. Oh, yeah. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's lovely stuff. I need to get a bottle someday, but I haven't yet. I'm terrified I'm going to get one that is not the best. But so far, with the two samples I've had, which I think are the C920 and the B, whatever I just said, B520? B520. They were both glorious. Oh, I like. But they are a little hot. I'll give them that. All right, we're coming to the end of the evening. We got 1 minute left. I have to prep myself to get into the freaking It's Bourbon Night channel because some of you may be there already. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm watching you. So we have It's Bourbon Night coming on next. It looks like they're doing Woodford, very fine, rare, plus batch proof, plus Ezra Brooks, 99. They got a whole bunch of stuff just going on there. They have 63 people waiting. Whew, no pressure. And of course, we have Destination Bourbon coming on at 9 p.m. after them. So, God, it's all over. I'll be here again Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and Sunday. And I hope some of you will be here. Thank you for joining me tonight. I was actually really worried no one would be here because holiday, but it's glorious. It is. Oh, it's been a pleasure and an honor. And I'm enjoying this whiskey, and I will for a while. Oh, this is always so sad. So as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome and cilantro. Woo!